TaxAct knows every small business owner has different tax filing needs. With TaxAct, you can file yourself with the help of an expert, or TaxAct can do it all for you. You're the boss, the head honcho, the top banana. And TaxAct is like your loyal, trusty tax aide, ready to pounce on any tax needs you might have. TaxAct is dying to pounce on some small business tax needs. TaxAct. Let's get them over with.
Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Do it this way.
Sorry, I went down the wrong way. What?
You okay now? All right.
Down the wrong way.
Can we start now?
Yes.
Cool. Are you done joking?
Yeah.
All right. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for November 18th through 22nd, 2024. Both Amanda and I are on the road, and my husband is choking. You okay? As soon as we hit record, he starts. Brian, you okay?
Peachy.
Do you want to sneeze or cough? Or...
Give me time.
I think this is the first time that we've both been on the road.
I think so too.
Oh, this is fun.
It just shows how ridiculously crazy both of our lives are lately.
I know, seriously. Like, all good things though. Like that's the fun but difficult part.
Yes.
So I don't think we have any Port Charles 411s, and if we did, I'm just not going into my email to find them right now. Sorry. I really don't think we did though.
And even if we did, we can read them next week. It's not like GH info gets old.
Nope, it sure does not. Speaking of GH info, this week we will do more Lucky and Liz for the Port Charles 411. We are on part 9 of Lucky and Liz, part 12 of Lucky.
Oh my God.
It's going to take us forever.
But that's okay. That's
Absolutely,
okay.
it's okay. It makes us happy, and it's getting us through this ridiculousness.
Exactly.
It's truly how I feel right now. And I don't think we're alone in that feeling.
Right?
So then we have Hulu headlines. On Monday, Alexis and Rick face off. Lucky gets an unexpected offer. Dante opens up to Cody. TJ tries to support Molly. Danny has harsh words for Lucas. On Tuesday, Port Charles mourns Sam at her funeral. Kristina and Molly rally around Alexis. Ava and Lucas find some common ground. Lulu wakes up. Seriously?
Right? Why would we want to let you watch that? We'll just spoil something that you've been waiting for years.
5 years? 4 years. It was November of 2020 is when the explosion happened, right? Because I think that's when they decided to kill everybody and put her in a coma.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. JD's
how you said it.
JD's drinking his coffee and almost spit it out. How are you surprised by any of these comments now? Okay.
How you said it.
On Wednesday, Jason and Danny have a heart-to-heart. Elizabeth gets alarming news. Alexis makes a vow. Molly discloses Rick's plan. Dante and Kristina want justice. On Thursday, Michael confides in Sasha. Jason is adamant. Dante ponders his next move. Kristina thanks Jocelyn. Kai surprises Trina. And on Friday, Molly delivers bad news to Kristina. Ava is anxious. Stella encourages TJ. Jason seeks advice from Dante. Mac and Felicia step up for Sasha. Did they? They gave her a note.
That was like way too much of a Hallmark movie. I know I'm jumping to Friday, but
that's okay. That was the only time that was there, and it was the only thing.
Yeah, it was so much of a Hallmark movie. We'll be here. You can come for Sunday dinners. Just bring the dessert. It's like, oh my gosh, shut up.
And it's okay if it's store bought.
Yeah.
I mean, I did kind of like that because that did make like no pressure.
Your family.
Yeah.
Yes. But I feel like that could have been a 5-second, like, hey, we're going to text you every week to invite you to dinner. If you want to show up, then come on. And if you don't, we won't be offended. It did not need to be a 45-minute sit down dinner or sit down breakfast where they just sat there and continually were like, we're just so happy to have a niece.
They gave her a letter from Robert apologizing that he had to leave. And he's like, your mom.
Right. I have to chase her around the globe. Don't worry. Like, she's so good at getting into trouble, but I'll get her out. It's okay. It was just a little too cheesy.
Yep. Well, and
then
I wish that they had at least started the acknowledgement of, listen, we understand it's probably going to be uncomfortable with Cody. We want to work with you guys as you are working through this. Instead, it's, hey, come over for Sunday and all the holidays and just come over every day. And she's like, yeah, remember I just fell in love with my cousin? That's going to take a little bit of time.
Right. And I shouldn't really have to explain that.
And they're like, oh, yeah.
It's a little uncomfortable. Sorry.
Right. Was Ryan aware of that?
Did you know that Sasha and Cody are cousins now? No.
Surprise! Because we had to do that.
Right. We just have to destroy Sasha's life. I mean, even he should know by now if Sasha's having a happy moment, someone's coming along to squash it.
Right. Watch, she's probably going to burn down the Quartermain mansion just because she's baking a pie or something.
Right. To take to family dinner.
No. Right? That's going to be the Thanksgiving issue this year. What are they going to do? So now that they actually have, I mean, they've always had the cooks and everything, but it's typically been the cooks have the day off. And that's why they wind up getting pizza, because they try to take charge. And Olivia has tried to do Thanksgiving. How are they going to make Thanksgiving a blunder for Sasha?
I don't know. I would think that she would just stay. Maybe she'll be just throwing up her Thanksgiving dinner, because she did have that pregnancy test.
The oldest pregnancy test ever.
Right. And I always carry in my itty bitty purse, I always carry a pregnancy test that then when I want to put a simple note in my purse, I have to take out the pregnancy test because I can't possibly fit all of it in there together.
And if I'm trying to hide it, I make sure to open it or take it out right in front of a window facing into a restaurant.
Right.
That my aunt and uncle are sitting in.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Right out in public as well.
And I'm pretty sure that once you've taken a pregnancy test, you know how to take a pregnancy test. You don't need the box and the instructions and all that stuff. If you were trying to hide it, you would just open it, grab the stick, and jam it in your purse. You would not carry that whole box around and be pulling it out because you can't fit a slip of paper in your purse.
Unless she has a special one. Well, no, that's right. She and Cody did not do anything. They have changed that story, so never mind.
Right.
I was thinking if somehow they have a hybrid pregnancy, are you pregnant by your cousin test?
Well, and
maybe that explains the big box.
They do have these ones that are supposed to tell you how many weeks you are, so maybe that could help you determine who the baby daddy is.
But also, according to them, they changed the story and they did not take a nap. They actually took a nap.
Exactly.
No. They are not married. They do not take actual afternoon naps together.
Maybe they were just saying that they weren't as having much grown-up time. They were just getting to know each other still.
Okay. Yeah, we don't have to keep talking about that one. That's just weird now.
Oh, it's so weird. No, thank you. But yeah, no, it can only be Michael's baby. So
I don't want that for so many different reasons. Well, okay, so speaking of private conversations in public, thank you, Curtis, for being like, wait, you want to talk to me in privacy, but not in our private offices? Let's go to a boxing gym?
But I think that Michael had a point, because you don't know where Drew might have bugged or something. Because
absolutely,
so
absolutely,
you gotta have conversations somewhere else. But I'm not sure how he expects my Curtis just to believe what he says. Like, Michael's like, no, listen to me. He offered me the job because he doesn't want me to catch on to the fact that he's hooking up with my wife. So I need you to help me kick him out. And Curtis is like, okay. I felt like he was way too trusting of what Michael said. I know he said you're angry and you're wanting revenge and whatever, but he still was on board more than I expected him to be.
Yeah, but I do like how Michael maintained his confidence and didn't try to oversell it. I mean, he did. Like, he gave a little bit more, like Curtis said, you're acting out of revenge. But Michael was like, all right, cool. So I'll just be sitting here waiting. And I think that's what kind of turned Curtis's mind of, okay, so if he does give me the CEO position, Michael's like, I will 100% support you. And I think that maybe helps solidify or like maybe help shift Curtis's mind of, oh, okay, he's just really, really giving me a heads up because he's pretty darn sure that's going to happen.
Right.
But he's also saying if I'm proved wrong, then fine. You're CEO. We're good to go.
Yep.
But I did like that Michael was basically like, fine, if he does make you CEO, then I'll support you. And just so you know, it's not going to last for long. And just so you know, when it happens, I have your back. Because that could also have been if he hadn't looped Curtis in, that could have been very isolating. Like when it happened, Curtis would have been like, well, what role did Michael have in all this?
Right.
And Michael's getting ahead of it. Like, no. I am not being,
right.
It's not me.
Is not me.
It's Drew.
Yep.
I know you said it last week. Like, I'm liking Michael now. You know, I feel
right?
like we're
finally.
Sorry your wife had to cheat on you to get you back, but well, and like even seeing him and Sasha together, we really liked him and Sasha because it's like he was him, but he was also soft. He just became a wimp with Willow.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And seeing him with Sasha this week, not that I want them back together, because that's going to be the complication with the whole she's going to be pregnant. So now are they going to try to be together? But just like he was like matter of fact about it. He was like, I feel like I need to tell Willow that I hooked up with somebody if she admits that she hooked up with somebody, but she's not admitting that she hooked up with somebody. But don't worry, I'm not going to tell her it was you because who I hooked up with is irrelevant at this point because it was just a hookup.
Yeah. He has a lot of plans. I think Michael's going to be the one to come out on top on this.
Yeah.
I don't really know where to go from there.
That's what I was thinking. I don't know how that segues into anything.
I was just going to say, I'm like, we could just like knock out the one-offs with like Trina and Joss complaining about Kai and how she's given him a chance and he's 10 minutes late and she's just going to do all the work himself. And then he's at the gym boxing with Dex. Like, I was so confused by that whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know why they're trying to make them friends. Like, eventually, I'm assuming they're going to hang out together because the girls are friends and live together. But I don't know why they're trying to make them friends already. Like, it's just weird. Dex is older than them. Like, I know he's not old, but he has a career. He is out of college. So him being all like starstruck by the quarterback of a college team was kind of weird.
I don't know. Some guys were really fangirls about sports, no matter what. Because then here's the thing. Because then if he gets called up into the majors, pro, football's pro, not majors. Tell me I'm a baseball fan because I call it the majors.
Our men are both like, what? What did you do?
But JD knew exactly what I said. I caught myself as soon as I said it. I was like, that is not right. It's the pro. But if he gets called up to be a pro, Dex can be like, well, I was a fan of his, even though I like the other school, I still respected and I met him. But I mean, I do not like how many excuses they're giving him though, because he's a pro or because he is such a good football player. Like, no, you don't get to just have everyone else do work for you because you're good at one thing. If you want to get the whole experience, then you have to put in the whole work.
Yep. Well, even Trina questioned him on that when he finally did show up. And then she said, we need to get together a list of books. And he was like, check your email. And then she did. And she was like, did you do this or did your tutor do this? And it was like, yeah, I would say the same thing. Like, you don't get credit, jerk, if somebody else did the work.
Well, it sounds like maybe he wants to do the work, that he wants to be like the well-rounded, but it's like, no, this is how they have it set up for me, and this is what I have to follow. But then he's a rebel at 3 a.m. looking up book lists.
Right.
And she's also up at 3 a.m. because she can't go to sleep. I understand that, though. There is something I read about like people that wake up at 3 a.m. It's a thing. I can't remember what exactly it was, though.
I'm just thinking that she's going to have some choices to make here soon because it seems like he has interest. And then we see Gio showing up at her door being like, hey, tell me about your week. Tell me about the good and bad. So,
yeah. And have a little dance party.
Yep. And she like poked his belly. Like when they were joking around, she like reached out and like poked him. And I was like, oh, that's not just a friend move.
No. But yeah, I guess they're both testifying at the trial. but she's testifying for Ava, and she's like, I think I'm going to be the only one sitting on her side. And Gio's like, then the court artist can get a good look at you and capture your character and like all that stuff.
Yes.
I did like how he called her out on, she was like, you sound like my dad. And he's like, yeah, I know your dad. That's not really a bad thing. So thanks.
Yeah, exactly. And then later, whenever he was telling her it would be okay, all that matters is that she's being a good friend. She was like, you still sound like my dad. And he was like, no, actually, I sound like you, but okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was sweet.
They are cute together.
They are. What else was by itself? Oh, Jordan and TJ. Jordan brought TJ dinner.
Yeah.
And she told him that, or what was it? Oh, I guess at the funeral. I mean, we'll get to it, but it's not a new thing that, he thought that he saw Drew wearing makeup at the funeral. He's like, and Jason kind of looked not so great too. And he tells her, you need new friends. She's like, oh, I might have a new friend.
I don't understand why it's TJ's business what's going on with Jason and Drew. It just felt like a weird conversation.
I think he was maybe just trying to avoid the conversation of Molly. And so he was like, Mom, what's up with your friend Drew? He's wearing makeup. Like, do you know what happened to him? You know?
Okay. Maybe if they would make their conversations less formal, I would be more into them. Like, even if you have, like, we've talked about our sons before, both of them are pretty, like, mature kids. And if they have to have a conversation, like, if they were doctors speaking to a patient, they would speak correctly in that situation. I still don't see either one of them speaking to us that way. Whenever we're sitting down having breakfast together, they would be like, just like how you said it, yo, Mom, I saw your friend. Why did they have bruises all over their face?
Right.
And so hearing TJ talk to her like that, it feels like doctor talking to police or whatever. What's her position? She's not a police. She's not a police commissioner. What is she?
Is she the head deputy mayor?
There you go. Thank you. Yeah, it feels very forced like that. Like I'm watching what I'm saying because you're the deputy mayor, not I'm just having breakfast with my mom.
But we also saw TJ talk that way to Stella. So maybe that's just like right now, that's where he is. He's like, I don't want to give too much information because then these women are going to start worrying about me and then they're not going to leave me alone. And I mean, and to be fair, he had to tell his mom that he and his partner's mom forgot her birthday also while she was mourning her sister's death and preparing for the trial. You know, I mean, he did offer up that information, so it's not like it was something that he was specifically dodging. It's not like Jordan was like, oh, so what'd you guys do for Molly's birthday? I know this is a hard year. What'd you guys do? And he was like, yeah, so about that, I forgot. He just came out and said it.
That's true.
So, but I mean, he said, he's like, I had a gift. I knew it was her birthday. I just forgot until I got over to Alexis's house and Rick was there.
Yeah.
And he's like, of course, Rick and Kristina, the most selfish people I know. They're not exactly the most selfish people you know.
Oh, Kristina had been trying to have a baby for them. How are you going to call her the most selfish person that you know?
Right.
And like Rick's just always a jerk. I'm not going to say, that Rick's not a jerk, but Rick played it off like he didn't forget.
He does love his daughter.
Yeah, okay. Does he, or does he like to show the world that he loves his daughter? Like, here's my Facebook post of the pictures I stole off someone else's Facebook.
I mean, he bought her tickets to a show in Ireland, though. That's where that theater is. It's in Ireland.
Okay.
But I looked up because I'm actually not familiar. I thought that I had heard of that show before, but I wasn't familiar. So it's actually about like this trial wraps up and it's this guy was accused of killing his abusive father. And it's like everybody's on board that he's guilty. But then like there's the one person that's holding out and then like more information is coming about. And so I don't know the whole story. It's also a movie. So I might watch the movie. It sounded interesting.
Oh.
But I guess that's the first play that Rick ever took Molly to go see. I did like that he didn't force. Oh, bless you. I do like that he didn't say, I am taking you to this. He was like, so would it be okay if I were the one to take you? You know, but if she said, oh, this would be great, TJ and I can get away, he would not have said a thing.
That is,
I really don't think that he would have. I think it would have been, okay, that's what she wants. But where she just didn't say anything, he was like, so can I take you?
Right. And
she agreed.
And then Kristina gave her a matching necklace to hers, her necklace. So I'm glad that they are seeming like they are getting back as sisters through the grief of Sam.
Well, not just that. I mean, I think it's okay to jump to that because it's not going to really end too much. But like how we ended on Friday with apparently, yes, we knew that Rick was already calling Molly, but apparently he did not. And this is what I liked when Molly was telling Kristina, yeah, my dad's having me testify. And Christina's like, what?
Right.
And she's telling Molly about how, well, you don't necessarily have to come out the gate like bad mouthing me. You can just, and Molly's processing it. And she's like, oh my gosh, you're right. I can answer his questions. And then if I slip up, the prosecution can whatever.
Cross-examine or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it was that she said, rebut or whatever. And then we find out that, and they're doing it for their daughter. So I do like that Kristina is starting to change her language, that it's their daughter, and that Molly's accepting it.
Right.
So that seems to be going well. And then we find out that Rick actually had Molly served the night before. And he's like, I had to do it properly. And she's like, you couldn't have called me first? And been like, hey, by the way, processor's coming over.
Yes, exactly. And he's like shocked. Well, you didn't answer my call last night. That's because I had already been served. Why didn't you call me beforehand?
Right. And she had to read. Like she trusts her dad, but she does not trust enough to not read through exactly. If he had said, by the way, you're being served, it's exactly what we talked about, she probably would have skimmed it for accuracy.
Right.
But where it came out of the blue, and I think that that's why she is now agreeing to maybe not throw Kristina totally under the bus.
Right. I mean, I think Kristina 100% had a point because Molly jumped to it first. She was like, so you want me to lie on the stand and perjure myself? And Kristina's like, no, you just don't have to be brutally honest. You can be honest without interjecting your own personal feelings towards it. State the facts and move forward.
Right. Because the thing is, too, is if you look at some of the times that Kristina has been the most impulsive, look at the circumstances around it. Most of them have been while she is defending in extreme situations that most people aren't in.
Yes.
She doesn't just fly off the handle because Molly left her shoes in the middle of the floor.
Right.
She was defending her sister. She was defending, she was, because she was defending her dad for Avery.
Yes.
Is why she went over there. But then even before that, we saw Rick telling Ava, and Ava finally pieced it together that, oh, you're not actually really defending me. You think that if the jury finds that it was an accident, that's going to help Molly heal, that it was just an accident. There's really no one to blame. And Rick said, yeah, he's like, it was a horrible accident. Kristina's not to blame. The baby shouldn't have died. Kristina shouldn't have been thrown in a window. It was just a horrible accident. And that's the only way that Molly's going to be able to move forward, is if there really is no one to blame. And if somebody else if 12 other people decide, there's no one else to blame.
I mean, I hope for Molly's sake that is how that would work. But I also don't think you can't tell a mother, oh, you can't be angry that your baby's dead because these 12 people said it was an accident. That just doesn't work that way.
I don't think he's saying that she can't be angry that the baby died, but I think that just she has to rationalize things. And there is no rationalizing what happened. Because she's also dealing with the same thing with Sam.
Right.
So, I mean, she's going to see it from that side too, that who knows? But, I mean, do we want to go there?
I was going to say, are you going to go from Sam to Lulu?
Oh, well, no, I was going to go to Lucas because the no rationalization.
I'm glad that
this is our backwards episode, but it's actually working.
It is.
Because we're not giving away, we're not jumping ahead, but it's just, yeah.
Right. So, yeah, we saw before the funeral, Lucas at the church and Danny being like, no, I don't want you here. You're the reason that my mom's dead. And so Lucas avoided the funeral and spent time at Julian's grave and just kind of waited for everything to settle because he's blaming himself. And finally, I would like to know how long autopsy results actually take, because this felt like the longest autopsy in history.
I do think that I think when it is something like this, where there was a surgery involved and when the person's perfectly healthy, I do think that they take longer, because I think that it's not as glaring, where it's, okay, why did this perfectly healthy woman who we had done every test for before surgery die of a heart attack?
But wouldn't the results come in so pretty quickly? Like, they're saying that she died of a drug overdose of a drug that she shouldn't have even been given. Wouldn't that have popped off in a blood test like that day?
I don't think so, because that's one thing that like our friend that's in the, she's like, stuff does not come back that quickly.
Oh, all right.
It's not as simple as like a basic drug test. They probably have to, I mean, look at certain horrific situations that happen and they can't rule out because they actually have to, okay, this is here, but we have to walk it back the whole way to see, was this a manufacturer error? Was this a mislabeled thing, you know?
Yeah. All
But
right.
the one thing that they were able to rule out because they had to go through like probably every single process. Was it recorded? Did they have to watch back tape? You know, did they actually have to watch Lucas's movements to get out of there? Oh, sorry. Lucas was told by Portia that it was not a surgical error. And that's how
Right.
we found out that then.
Right. But I don't know how they know that unless they recorded it all. I mean, I'm glad that it wasn't, and I didn't think that it was, but I feel like the fact that she woke up after the surgery and everything was fine, that pretty much proved that it wasn't something that happened in surgery.
Yes and no, because I think, I mean, you hear all the time about things accidentally get left in people. Like that's a problem from surgery that they, there's those little things, or perhaps the sutures weren't stitched up as tightly as they should have been, and then they wind up bleeding out or whatever.
Okay.
But it sounds like it's more of a, I don't know, what is the drug? Well, no, what is the drug that most angel of deaths use? I don't know.
Angel dust.
It's not angel dust. What?
But that's what they should call it.
Is it an actual drug?
Yeah. It's an angel of death, right? Angel dust.
Angel of death is like the nurses that decide to kill people. And it's like more seen as a mercy killing. And they're like, well, they're not going to miss them anyway, or they're close to death anyway. And so they think that they can get away with it.
The audience has to know. You asked, what does the angel of death use to kill people? So I said angel dust. You were just talking about drugs. So
Okay, we were. We actually were not. What did Ryan say?
What was that?
I was agreeing with JD.
He's just agreeing with JD.
Ryan's agreeing with JD. Oh, the four of us are doing a show together finally. Well, no, because you and I know what we're talking about. We know that it was a medicine drug, a medicinal drug that's used during procedures, but Liz says that it was not ordered.
Right.
What's the drug that Michael Jackson died from?
I don't know the drug that Michael Jackson died.
Yeah, but that something.
No, it wasn't that. That's not what they said.
But Dr. Conway or Dr. Conrad was found guilty of killing Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Propofol.
Okay, this is a
Propofol.
whole nerd conversation for you guys to have another day.
But that's because we can have that whole other conversation. But Sam wasn't asking for this drug.
Right. No, this was just a random injection. So
I'm not saying that Michael Jackson deserved what he got. It was that Dr. Conrad Murray,
the doc. Yes. And one, the doctor should have said no, and the other, it should have never been even a question that it was going to be administered or not because it wasn't on her protocol.
Correct. Yes.
But so, is it going to be that Cyrus killed Sam, but didn't really kill Sam?
I wasn't even going there. Talk me through that. Hold it.
Okay, so we have to jump over to Lulu then. So we saw Lulu waking up, and she is running through all of the conversations that she had with him before she was in her coma, and he said that he was going to make her pay and make her life miserable and blah 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 blah. So I just feel like he would kill Sam so that she had to live with that guilt for the rest of her life. But I don't know that I'm convinced that Sam's really dead.
I hope for what they're doing to us, she is, just because this is.
I mean, I feel like in one way it has to be, because they did leave her laying there for all that time for everyone to go and have their moments with her. And so how would they have swapped out something else? But I don't know.
What was the name of that drug?
I was going to say, or is that drug one of those ones that can like lower your heartbeat and respiratory system enough that it seems like you're dead?
Digitalis medication can treat congestive heart failure, atrial fibrillation, supraventricular tachycardia, cardiomyopathy, and arrhythmia. It may being able to pronounce those.
All right, Nurse Shannon, and what
It just says that the most common side effects are diarrhea, dizziness, and headache.
Oh.
But it works by slowing down your heart rate and making your heart beat more strongly, which makes it easier for your heart to pump blood around your body. So it can be used to manage and treat heart failure. So I guess if you don't need it, it makes your heart work too much. Is that what?
I mean, that would be the only thing that would make sense.
It's not needed. What happens if you take it if you don't need it? Oh, it can lead to dangerous and sometimes fatal arrhythmias.
Okay.
It comes from the foxglove plant, and now we know.
Are we going to start growing some foxglove?
Should let me find a garden next year. Anyway, that's some good foxglove tea.
Pay attention. The ferry leaves at 10 a.m. Roads are busy.
Great.
Dad, pack the boot. Suitcases, Tetris style.
Yeah.
Rosie, got your teddy?
Uh-huh.
No going back this time. Honey, how's the car?
Windows clean, car wax, carpets.
I meant the tyres.
Oh, sorted them at Quick Fit last week.
Brilliant. If things go to plan, it'll be smooth sailing.
Planning the perfect getaway this summer? Make sure your tyres are up for the job. Book today at quickfit.com or your local centre. Quick Fit. Drive away happy every time.
I was a little bit worried when Portia told Liz, we can have your union rep here too if you need it.
I mean, I know that Portia has to cover all her bases, but Portia seems to be jumping to, like, Liz, this is your fault. And Liz would not, she even said, like, I went through the protocol with the rest of the staff to make sure that we were giving the right medications at the right time, the right dosage. Like, there's no way we accidentally gave her a medicine that wasn't even prescribed to her.
So the question is this where Isaiah's being sketchy comes in?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did talk about, did he kill her?
But he had nothing to do with.
Yeah, I was going to say, there has to be, like, a whole story behind there that needs to unfold still, because I don't have any idea why he would try to kill Sam.
Or was there just something that was mislabeled, put into wherever? Well, because then they should be able to also measure the amount of drugs that she should have had in her body.
Right. Was, like, that replaced as something else, or it was in addition?
Well, to kind of answer your question there, you're asking about the longevity of how long it takes to actually do the autopsy. Think of all that math that they have to do. They have to be testing her blood for how much of each is in there. What is the time frame that it should have been out? Blah, 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 blah. What was in the storage room? Whatever.
Some people are more mathy than me. I figure they can get it done quicker.
Yeah, I'm not.
If you were asking me to do all that math for the results of an autopsy, it would take about 20 years, because no, I couldn't get that done. But they know the system to work it all out. I don't know. I really just, I don't know why. We obviously know it was not Liz that did it on accident or purpose, and none of the normal nursing staff. So I don't know why they killed her.
I don't either.
And then Alexis and calling Jason and Drew there. And then it's like, you guys need to tell me why you were fighting. No, they don't. Like, she's not their mother. They didn't need to tell her anything.
Well, so I actually kind of liked how she handled that, though. First of all, a will is a legal document. It would not say Sam McCall.
Right?
I had that note last week because it was on her desk last week, and it just had, and it's a different folder than last week, too. But
yeah,
it just said the last will and testament of Sam McCall. Like, my husband is by JD. Our will does not say JD.
Right.
Like, it has his legal name, which would, in this case, have been Samantha.
Right.
For Sam, not for JD. But anyway, kind of liked it just because I felt like it showed her another side of Drew, because she knows Jason. And yes, Jason, she doesn't always agree with the things that he does, but she also say to Drew, Jason doesn't do things without cause, without a reason. Drew, you're sitting here dodging it, and Jason's like, I did it, and that's it. That's what I'm gonna do. And he's like, I'll tell you the same thing I told Danny, like I reacted badly or something like that, but it happened.
Right. And then she's like, but why? He's like, I'll let Drew handle that.
Exactly. And then, I mean, even at the beginning, when Drew wanted to leave, when she called him there, and he's like, you can just tell him and tell me later. And Alexis is like, no, like, grow up.
I did like that she was like, no, I called you both here for something important. So we're not going to leave just because you don't like each other.
This isn't about you, Drew. It's about Sam. It's about the kids.
But I also kind of felt like it was pointless because she's like, this is what Sam wrote down. And of course, it took Jason 3.5 seconds to look at it and be like, look at the date. This was done whenever she thought I was dead. So, yeah, of course, she said, keep the kids together. And I'm not even objecting to the kids being together. But no, I'm not handing my son over to Drew. Thanks anyway.
Right. Well, and I think that's part of why she also wanted them both there together, too, was that way they both knew what exactly was said. And nobody was... I really do feel like, I don't know if it was just my perception, because I know that Drew is sketch, but I think that Alexis knew that if she told Drew privately that something different would be said to Jason.
Right.
And Alexis wanted to make sure that he knew she was not saying you have to give Danny to Drew.
Right.
And the only thing that Jason said was, I am letting this be Danny's decision. He is old enough now. He wasn't old enough when this was written. And Alexis even pointed out, this is also before she was with Dante.
Yes.
So obviously things would have been different, which I think kind of says a lot considering the fact that, yes, at one point Drew was also thought to be dead. But I felt like Alexis was saying if Sam had remembered, she would have gone back and changed this and probably also removed Drew.
Right.
So like, don't be completely offended, Jason. It just happened to be outdated.
Yeah. And I don't think that you can give your wishes for what you hope happens, but just because you write that you don't want your kid to go with their dad does not mean that the court's going to be like, okay, that's fine.
Right. Well, and that's kind of what she was saying. She's like, yeah, so you were presumed, Jason said you were presumed, or I was presumed dead at this time. And then when he went and told Dante, and Dante was like, well, that doesn't make sense. He's like, well, she thought I was dead at the time. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense then.
I did think it was so sweet that Dante was talking about how he had updated his will because they just assumed that if something bad was going to happen, it was going to happen to him because of his line of work, and that he had already updated, like, yes, she would absolutely Rocco. That was...
Yeah, right. I really, really liked that. So then, well, I guess right before Jason went and talked to Dante, he went and talked to Sonny, and he was like, I'm not letting Drew have my kid. And Sonny's like, I will be there, whatever you need. Let's get Diane on this. Let's get this taken care of. But like, do we just want to finish this?
Good.
So Jason goes to the Quartermain mansion, and so we had already talked, was that last week that we talked about that Jason had that conversation with Danny, that he was like, if you want to live with me, you can, but we have to figure out like what's going on. And the only thing we heard Jason all week saying is, Danny doesn't want to leave his sister, but I'm definitely not letting him stay with Drew. I thought it was going to be Jason suggesting what we had talked about, where just let Dante and the kids stay at the house. And I thought that Jason was going to tell Dante, stay at the penthouse because it was his. Like, I don't know if he necessarily fully transferred over the deed to Sam, or if that's just where Sam lived after the divorce, or like however that worked. But I thought that she
got it because he was dead.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I think they just never transferred it back once he came alive again.
Yeah, because when he came back, he just told Diane to make sure to get the shares and everything back, not necessarily. But I would have assumed then the deed thing also would have been, but whatever. Maybe it was missed. Maybe he was just like, listen, I don't care. It's hers. It's her in the kid's house. Like, I don't care, because that's the kind of guy he is.
Exactly.
So I thought that he was going to tell Dante, listen, you and Rocco stay there, but kind of want to ask a favor. How do you feel about keeping the kids? Like, would you fight with me for the kids to stay together? And that's what I thought he was going to do. Did not see.
No, even
so okay, wait. So when Chase was when Dante was telling Chase about the will, Chase was encouraging him, hey, why don't you come move back in? Like, it's really helped me, even though Brooklyn and I had our own place, it's helped me be able to process my dad's death. It's great to be around the family. Finn's gone, Violet's gone. We're staying because we want to be around people. Why don't you and Rocco move in and be around people? So then later, Jason and Dante come out, and Dante tells Rocco, we're going to move in. And Danny looks at Jason. He's like, so what's that mean for you? And Jason's like, I'm moving back into. I got teary-eyed.
I really hope that they give us the 5 seconds of material of him and Monica talking.
That's why I started crying, because I was like, no, like, we need him to go tell Monica, I'm moving back in.
Right.
This has always been for almost 30 years.
Right.
Oh, did not see that. Did not even think about that.
I didn't either. I wondered how they were going to get so that Dante could keep Scout, because I thought the same thing, that Jason was just going to be like, you guys stay in the penthouse, and Danny and Rocco can stay there together. I'm just a phone call away anytime that you want. We'll keep the visitation the way that it had been so that there's that stability and it's all good. But I wasn't sure how they were going to get Scout. And then when Scout was like, well, Daddy already said I could just stay here. It's like, okay, then we'll all just stay here.
I cannot believe that, because her mom just died.
Right.
And it's not like, I mean, it makes sense because that's where she's comfortable and she knows everyone and she's whatever, but I don't know.
Yeah, it made me happy for Monica.
Oh, so happy. The came in and asked who died. And I'm like, no, but Jason's moving back to the Quartermain mansion.
Oh.
Because I gasped. That was a good.
Alex, I asked who died or who found out they ended up marrying their sister.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be fair, yeah, there is that. But no, I really liked that because I like Jason and Dante as co-parents. Like, they've always been, Dante was more supportive of Jason being in Danny's life than Sam was.
Right.
So, and Drew can't say anything.
Right. Drew's never really been involved. Like, even whenever he would have Scout, he would just take her over to the Quartermains and she would play with the other kids. Like, you did not really see daddy-daughter time.
Right. So, speaking of that scumbag, what happened with him this week? No, and he lied to Nina about the fact that Michael only knows about the one kiss, and she even asked him, it was only one kiss, right? And he's like, yep. I think he slyly said, yeah, that's all he knows about. And saying, yeah, that's all happened. I think that's how.
And like, Nina was there helping him, trying to put the makeup on so that he looked okay for the funeral and everything. Like, she honestly cares about him as a friend and as a hookup partner or whatever. And then he has the nerve to just lie straight to her face again. It's just gross.
Especially with the circumstance. It is gross when you lie to the person about your current situation and exclusivity when it comes to partners. It is extra gross when the extra partner is that other person's daughter.
Right. Yeah, it's just gross. You shouldn't, like, Dina is under the impression that they are only hooking up with each other, and not only is he lying about the fact that she's not his only partner, but his other partner is her daughter.
Drew also was like the only one that didn't talk at the funeral.
Right. Like, you don't think that said something to Scout that everyone else got up there and talked about how amazing of a mother she was and what she meant to them and all that other stuff, and he just sits back there?
Well, especially when Jason gets up there and is like, so everyone knows I hate public speaking, but I'm up here for Danny. I'm up here for the kids.
Right.
And he just said, I love the life she gave me and the time we had together. And, she's like one of the toughest people that he ever knew. Oh, what else?
And just like everybody got up there and talked about the relationship. Even Liz got up there and was like, we hated each other at first and then we ended up being co-parents together and she was amazing, blah, 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 blah. The fact that you can have the other baby mama up there talking about how wonderful she was, but you can't get up there, that says a lot, dude.
Yeah. I did like Liz being like, we went from bitter rivals to co-parents, then to friends. So it's not even like they instantly became friends and then co-parents. It was like, no, we had to grow at this. But
yeah.
I did like all the flashbacks that they gave. They gave the flashback while Spinelli was talking about how, she was his first friend, like, period, in the sentence, lifelong, like the first time he ever made a friend because he was typically into computers and fantasy and stuff. And if it wasn't for her, he wouldn't have the love of his life.
Right?
And Maxie
That was
just
so
nods and is crying. Okay, maybe we don't give Sam and I know we make fun of the fact that they were like, Sam and Maxie are best friends. I don't think that we do give them the credit that they did have like some kind of a friendship, but it was because of Spinelli.
Right.
And I think that's the thing that you and I both see is like, she and Spinelli were really good friends, and therefore, but I guess she did do, like, they did have like an outside friendship, but that's the same thing as saying that like Sam and Carly are best friends, you know? And it's like,
Right. They never showed us that friendship between Sam and Maxie, other than that one flashback that they used where she's like, here's some shoes.
unless it's possible that they did build a friendship while you and I were both not watching at the same time. But I still don't feel like, I feel like we would have seen that when we started watching again.
Yeah, and I feel like they would have had more flashbacks to put in this episode if that was true.
Well, they only showed one of the times that Sam punched or smacked Carly.
True.
And then, what else was it? They also showed Alexis telling Sam how selfish she is and begging her to give up her baby or to induce labor to save her sister.
Right?
And somehow, yeah, I don't know. That was just so confusing. Like of all the times, of all the things that you're going to show.
I just didn't like the way that Alexis had the conversation of like, as most of you know, I didn't have Sam. I didn't get to know Sam until she was an adult, blah, 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 blah. And then she's like, oh, I don't know how I would have even raised you girls without her, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, you were a person, you were a mom before you and her reconnected.
Well, yeah, because she found out that she didn't find out Sam was her daughter until after Kristina was born. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that Sam hasn't been around, for the girls growing up and stuff, but it just, I don't know, the way they said the Davis girls, it was like Alexis and Sam were like the original two. And it was like, no, you weren't. Your relationship was still growing and building as the other girls were getting older too. Like you didn't really become the Davis girls until the other girls were of like high school age.
But maybe that's it though, is that because Sam was an adult, the girls were raised with, yes, she and Alexis had to form a bond, but Sam always put her sisters first. And so like, even if she wasn't fully connected to Alexis the way that she wound up being, she was dedicated to becoming a sister and being a good sister to the girls. And then maybe that's how she meant that, like, she helped her become a mom, because I don't know. There was really so much with all of that, like with everyone sharing their experiences, and like Liz saying something about, oh, what did she say? Because Lucky asked later on, was that not a dig at him, but like, were you talking to me about that? She's like, not entirely, but maybe.
Yeah, she said something about seeing the big picture, like taking a step back and really getting to know people's circumstances, like where they're coming from and what they're thinking, and then take that all into account. And
right.
That's when he was like, oh, is that a dig at me? No, not everything's about you, but at the same time, if that spoke to you, then maybe it is about you and you should kind of figure it out.
Right. And then Lucky got up and shared about how she was a good friend and always called it like it was, and that his family's forever going to be in debt, and that they are absolutely heartbroken that this is the outcome.
Right.
I did think it was weird that Laura was not there.
Right.
Or that we even saw Laura struggling with not going.
Yeah.
It should have been, okay, I liked that Lucas and Ava had their moment at Julian's grave, and, he's kind of throwing her a little bit of a bone, but at the same time, like, we are not the same. And she's like, but I'm just telling you, like, I am here for you no matter what.
Yes.
And what else?
I like the relationship.
I feel like we could go on and on and on about the funeral.
Yeah. I mean, everybody said nice stuff. It was a nice funeral. It was nice to see the flashbacks. It was nice that for the most part, they did keep history the way that it was. You didn't see Carly stand up there and be like, oh, Sam and I have been best friends forever or something like that.
Okay, it started with her and Sunny flirty and making out and ended with her and Dante.
Yep. But I mean, that's how life started. So
thrown Sunny in the middle for a minute. Like, we didn't have to go in order just to bookend with the Corinthos. Or the father-son.
Ugh, so it's just so gross. Well, I thought it was not funny, but like I felt bad for Jason whenever they were at the gravesite later, and Danny was talking about how he made Lucas feel bad, and then he felt bad because he knows that's not what Sam would have wanted or whatever. But he was looking at the gravestone for baby Lila and was like, oh, do you think mom's happy now because she's back with the baby, blah, 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 blah. But mom doesn't talk about her that much. And I was like, oh, geez, now Jason has to be like, well, that's because I was Sonny's baby. But then her and I ended up getting together. And yeah, Sonny's Dante's dad.
Uh-huh. I thought that the baby's name was legally baby, like Lila McCall.
Yeah,
Because
that's
it
what
only
I thought
said
too.
baby girl McCall, and I lost it. And then I was really glad that they at least kept saying like baby Lila. So
Yeah, I thought it was legally her name also.
yeah. Okay, cool. So we're both on the same page there. But I did like,
Yeah.
I like that, Jason called Drew out on, he's like, I don't lie to my kid.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't tell him all the truth, but he doesn't lie to him.
Right. See, Molly needed to talk to Jason to know how to speak on the stand.
Yes.
There's a difference between not telling the truth and not giving all the information. I was going to say, I like saying Maxie. I like Maxie and Lucas's relationship because I like Maxie like being concerned that he wasn't there, and then Liz being concerned too. Like whenever she was talking to Lucky, and Lucky is like trying to have a deeper conversation, and she's like, Lucas is in there now, like not the time. Like I have to go check on him and make sure he's okay. So, and the way that they had each other's back, because Lucas found out first that it wasn't anything he did that killed Sam, but then he was reaching out to Lucky. He called Lucky and was like, hey, you may want to check on Liz because stuff's going down.
Mm-hmm. I don't think she's going to be in trouble.
I would hope not. The only other thing was really the stuff with Lulu, and I felt like that was dumb. Like, why is she trying to get out of bed already?
Well, because she felt her side and she heard Cyrus. I think that was it. I don't think if she heard Cyrus, because remember, she also played like she was sleeping again. I'm sorry, don't your vitals change if you wake up out of a coma?
I would
especially
think so.
suddenly.
They were saying that they were getting better or whatever, but wouldn't the machine have like gone off or something? Because she was moving about like quite a lot before Cyrus even got in there, before she tried to get out of bed. She was in her vision and stuff. I feel like something would have beep booped somewhere.
Well, I mean, my Fitbit registers when I go to sleep and when I wake up. So I figure perhaps long-term care facility machines would pick that up. I would hope.
Yeah. And I understand Lulu being scared or alarmed about Cyrus, and that's why she pretended to not be awake whenever he came in to see her. But when he left, I don't understand, even if she didn't want to be there, thinking that she could just like get up and walk out of there.
Mm-hmm. Right. And she had already been reaching for the call button. Why didn't she just get the call button?
Yeah.
Oh, the only other thing other than that was Brennan talking to Lucky about he could get him out of there that night and he could be doing good. And I mean, I think that's Lucky got the call from Lucas saying that Liz is going to need him. And I think he's going to get the call that Lulu's awake and he's going to stay.
I hope so. Better. Like we said last week, our 411s on Lucky can't last longer than his time on the show right now.
Nope. Okay, I think that's in general all of it.
Reality check.
So it's your reality check.
We were in Canton, Ohio for Madeline's cheer team trip. Like once they get to the highest level, then they do a trip that she could still do it next year if she wants to, but they do it for the 6th and 7th graders. And so we went to Canton to go to the Football Hall of Fame because you know how much I love football. But that's why Ryan's with me. He enjoyed every moment of it, and he's like spouting off facts to me. I'm like, yep, don't care, don't know, doesn't matter. But they had fun. After they toured the museum, then they got to do like little competitions between the team members, like flag football and the 40-yard dash and all that kind of stuff. And so then last night was their banquet, and they got their presents for thanking them for being part of it for the year. And then they got special prizes for whichever team won the different events or whatever. So she was happy. She got a new I want to call it a fanny pack because that's what it is, but no one wears them like fanny packs.
They changed the names of them now too.
crossbody, but it's not like, to me, that's not a crossbody because a crossbody is the purse. But you know what I'm talking about. Everyone has
crossbody goes on your hip.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know what the actual name for those things are. But anyway, she got a new one of those and it has like our logo on it. And then they got a Starbucks gift card and a cute little ornament with their name on it that's a cheerleader. So it was very nice.
That's sweet.
And then they had to like say who they were and like a memory of being in the organization. And then the boys did that too. So it was cute to like watch the girls like looking at the boys and making fun of the ones that they liked and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it was nice. So
cute. That's sweet.
Yep. But besides that, it was pretty uneventful. How about you?
Super eventful. So we are in the car right now because last Sunday, so I think I shared that my daughter finally got approved for like this program that I was initially denied for, and then I'm fighting people for it. And it's supposed to be a 2-week, like a tryout evaluation trial run of a kind of college-like program that she could attend in person, live there, take classes, stay in a dorm. And so they do a 2-week trial thing, and they approved her kind of last minute. And so we moved her in last Sunday and left. She's in the car right now because she did ask to come home Friday night. And so she came home Friday night. But I mean, like our intention was not to pick her up until this Wednesday, like the day before Thanksgiving. And then I think it was Thursday afternoon, she texted us. She's like, so what are you guys doing this weekend?
Aww.
And her roommate was coming home for the weekend. So, after a bunch of back and forth, we're like, well, do you just want to come home Friday? And, we'll bring you back up on Sunday, because she asked to go explore Johnstown and have lunch. And I had a listing appointment yesterday. So I was like, I have an appointment and it's an hour and a half away. So it's like just far enough away that my appointment was at 3. We weren't going to be able to do anything. So that's how we came to pick her up on Friday. And then we're going to explore Johnstown and get lunch this afternoon and then take her back, and then we'll pick her up again on Wednesday. So it's been a very difficult week for me, but I'm not really going to get into too much of that because she's right there and doesn't know. She has her earbuds in right now. So, what was it? So then had my event at the Ronald McDonald House on Wednesday. So I had a lot of stuff keeping me busy. Had my Ronald McDonald event on Wednesday. Their oven was down, one of the ovens. So that was fun. Trying to make, my group was making, it was supposed to be baked ziti and a chicken broccoli Alfredo bake. And of course we were making our own sauces and garlic toast and brownies all in one oven. So we wound up not actually baking the pastas because you technically don't have to. It's just to make them nice and final. But we didn't have the extra oven space. So we made it work, and the families are happy. So that's all that matters. And then Thursday was my office's Friendsgiving, and that was nice. And then Friday, Erica and I went to see Wicked, which was great.
Oh, good.
So good. I cried.
That's shocking.
I know, but there's a reason. But yeah, it's really, really, really good. It's really, really good. And then Friday night, she and I came up right after the movie to get my daughter. They got 9 inches of snow where she is. So we drove home in that. Like you guys were getting like a little bit of snow.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Yeah, and I was driving in basically a blizzard. So that was fun.
Oh, wow.
But we made it home, and we've had a nice little visit. And Erica has gone up to visit friends. Oh, yeah, and I had to take her to the airport. I left the house at 3 a.m. yesterday morning to get her to the airport because she flew up to Massachusetts to spend the holiday with friends of hers. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's been a crazy week. And next week will not be as eventful. But, well, maybe it will be. We'll see. But yeah, so that's it. I guess join us on Thursday as we talk more about Lucky and Liz.
Have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, Just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.
Pay attention. The ferry leaves at 10 a.m. Roads are busy.
Great.
Dad, pack the boot. Suitcases, Tetris style.
Yeah.
Rosie, got your teddy? No going back this time. Honey, how's the car?
Windows clean, car wax, carpets.
I meant the tyres.
Oh, sorted them at Quick Fit last week.
Brilliant. If things go to plan, it'll be smooth sailing.
Planning the perfect getaway this summer? Make sure your tyres are up for the job. Book today at quickfit.com or your local centre. Quick Fit. Drive away happy every time.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.